Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Lead Nudge. I am Silvia, your inclusive leadership mentor, and today we're gonna talk about one of the hardest conversations in leadership journey, and is when you need to let somebody go and how to have that conversation with compassion. I have to say that this is not easy to say. Especially letting someone go is one of the hardest things that you will ever have to deal with as a leader. I know this because this was for me one of the hardest moments in my leadership journey. I still remember how scared I was to have this conversation. I barely could sleep, and I am a good sleeper, and I was even feeling nauseous like the 30 minutes before that conversation. Take into account that I was faced with this challenge in month number 3 after jumping into my first leadership role. So even with that little experience, I was faced with this situation. And even though this is hard, I understand that we want to go through it and rip that band-aid and just get this done. There might be some emotions that are mixed emotions in between, having a mix of feeling guilty or anxious or even sad. And even though we might want to go just deal with it and get this done, the most important thing and the critical message that I want to give here is that this experience is not about you. This experience is not about us as leaders. We are dealing with changing the life of somebody who up until yesterday was part of our team, and up until yesterday we were expecting something from this person in terms of deliverables, in terms of execution, and the life of this person will now be changed because of the message that we're gonna deliver. So I want to highlight this because not only the message will be important, of course, but also how we decide to deliver it will mark this person's life. And so it is incredibly important to be compassionate on how we deliver this news. This moment defines our leadership integrity. It defines how we deal with hard moments and still be human and kind. So the goal here is not to soften the message, right? The message needs to be clear and direct, but to deliver it in a way that it also shows compassion and it provides the other person the space to feel respected and to have as much dignity as possible as an individual. We're talking about a human being, right? So it's not only an employee. Yes, it was an employee up until yesterday, but how we treat them will, in this final interaction that we're having, this is how this person will remember, and this is what will remain with them. This is what will remain with the team for a long time. So this is why it matters to be compassionate in this context. While I hope that you don't have to use these tools anytime soon, just as I did in my first 3 months as a new manager, I want to share some actionable framework in case that you're facing this situation, which I know in the current context, many companies are going through restructuring. So I wanted to share this experience and this framework if you're going through it. So first of all, it's incredibly important to plan this conversation to be direct. So do not start with small talk. I know it might be part of the nerves coming in. I know it might be a way to avoid getting into that strange conversation, but avoid that small talk. Get straight to the point and deliver the message within the first 30 seconds to 60 seconds. So in less than a minute, you could say something like, hey, I have some difficult news to share with you. We have made a decision to either eliminate your position, or we have made the decision to restructure the team, and X day will be your last day with the company. No need to add any more details. Let that sink in for this person, who might be already perceiving that something was coming, or this might be the first time that they're even digesting this news. So it might come as a surprise. So also give space for that digestion. Be concise, so do not get drawn into a long debate or justification, or just bring in 30 pages about how this decision was made. State the core reason, so bring some reason on why this is happening. Share it briefly and clearly. Something like, this decision is based on XYZ. It's not something based on your performance, or maybe, yes, this decision is based on performance, for example. And then bring the human aspect, right? So acknowledge the contribution of this person, regardless if this decision is based on performance. Acknowledge the journey, not only the last mile that maybe this person was not able to achieve, but if it's not about performance, also acknowledge that this person has been contributing and recognize that. I want to thank you for your contribution and your work on project XYZ, and for all your time here. And then get into the logistics. So get into the rational part of it. This will be last day. This is how we're gonna do a handover, so on and so forth. Leave space for any questions, and then only if you feel like it, feel free to add something that, based on your relationship, that you can support the journey for this person. Because, and only do it if you really feel it, right? So if you really want to keep in touch with this person, feel free to bring that up. If you really want to support them, to connect them with any of your network, feel free to bring that on, but only if you really feel it and if you're really gonna follow through. One of the most difficult conversations, but I wish more people would be prepared to handle these conversations with compassion. Remember to lead as you are, with courage, inclusion, and heart.